Let's get on full screen and get going. Right, this crap with Russia, he ain't really right, is he? He's lost another top general. I think he's his fifth top general during the week. And there's one at home who's opened his, well, he's had the guts to open his mouth about Putin, and he's still alive, meaning they might take notice of him, but he needs sorting out. Right, last week's Worm Zoom winner was Scott, because we're going to meet up later on anyway. This is what I talked about last week. I've got to give him a tub of uff and on meal. So luckily he'll have that when we meet up when I'm talking down his way. Save me postage, good lad. It's great, eh? Oh, I think that's excellent, that is. You could have guessed just looking at the sweet pepper, couldn't you? Right, blanch leeks. I need to extend the the blanch on them, meaning extend the collars on. Had this tubing off Dave when he gave me the blanch leeks. He's a good lad. So I'm cutting them to 12-inch. Just about the right time to pop these on. Roots starting to go around the base of the pot, so it's next pot size up. So a bit of compost brew in the middle, underneath, sorry. Put my pot in and then pack around that, so I've got the nice planting hole. Then he gets firmed in upright, and the small collar comes off, obviously, and my big one goes on. Also, I'm extending the cane, because obviously I want another ring on top of there to hold these flags up as well. So that cane is being replaced by the big one next to him, and that, when he's tied onto him, will help to keep him nice and upright, which is what I want. Right, little Velcro strips. These are some I've cut down just for this job, which is perfect. I've got a bag of different lengths. We'll cover that one again later on. So that's the one of them done with his new collar on. So they're going from that stage to this one. So a bit larger pot, larger blanch collar, and extra length in cane, so I'll get another green clip on. All done. Because these are a bit dry, I'm going to use with a fine spray to water the top first. Once that's all done, I'll feed properly. Right, looking at me babbies again, the raspberries, he's spurting there. I've got another one. Well, looking at them today, is about 4 that's come up. You just see another one there. Still got to sort out the frame for them. Froster's forecast, somebody's mentioned it tonight, we got another one. So these lot have come back in the greenhouse again. But when they go out during the day, but obviously when the frost is forecast, they'll come back in. That was me, cherry porthos. These lot are doing well, all starting budding up. In fact, most things now. I had a trip down Wilco during the week and saw these, 25 quid. Similar the size to what I got, but these are cheaper than what the council are doing. I think the council are ripping people off anyway. They're supposed to have had a load of money, all councils, to get people composting again. But they're making a deal out of it. Right, the hook and loop, this is what I call the Velcro strips. I'm sure these used to be in 2s, I'm now in 4s. And they're flogging for a fiver. But they're good for quite a few things. While I was down there, I got me some runner bean. These are Lady Di. I did these a few years back, stringless, and they're good tasting as well. So I saw them down there. I thought that'll do for this year. Where am I? Livingston Daisies, got some of them and all. Marigold and Aquilegia. There was 2 of them left. I should have had the 2 packets. If he's still there next week, then I shall job them. Right, so all these troughs down the pound shop in ours, Owen. These are for my runners. Aquam, whatever that is, made in Britain. But extra large, like them, the original ones. And Nick pointed out that they're going to be naff, so I've got 2 inches up on and a good length, so I've got 2 of them to be fair. That'll do me. They're them in situ. Also got to get canes supported on my brickwork. Right, somebody else I had in the post. These were freesia corms, scented, and there's Cordidalis. I had 3 plugs of them as well. There's one of the plugs. Nice healthy plant, not squashed or knackered up as some of the crap come out. And there's my freesia corms. Blue heron, and he looks like that one there. And there's my freesias. This one, zoom in on him. You got 3 colours because the stems are blue, and you got the green foliage and the blue flowers. There ain't many flowers that colour blue, so it'll look nice in the raised bed. So potting these up again, drinking cups, just a bit of compost halfway down the cup, bung him in and firm him in upright. And 3 runner beans ready. I'm going to bung him in the pot and all. As we're doing there. I'm not putting them on today, but I ain't got room to bung them on. Our fuchsias, because these pots have got large holes in the bottom, I put my normal paper on the bottom as well, stop the compost dropping through, and then placing these out. 2 inches deep, they reckon. Well, this is the depth of the ferret, or ain't coming to the top anyway. Labels in, so I know what they am. I've got a couple of these for the Bring and Buy and all, around Garden Club in June. When I open these up, picking obviously the best beans out, there's some off of them, some shells cracked. As you can see, there's one there. Halves, but Jesus, and he rolled up. I'm going to do me 4 lots, interval sowings. 3. See this Ukraine, I wonder if that's still there now. I thought that was good. Good bench for outside the library. Excellent. Oh, Paul. He's our first speaker tonight. Paul Davis. Are you with us, sir?
I am, Michael.
Good man. All yours.
Right, evening all. Just a quick update on what I'm doing this year and how stuff's going. This here force field is something that I couldn't really get last year. They couldn't produce it fast enough, but I got some the end of last year, and what it is, as you can see, it's a biostimulant, and it's supposed to help the plant naturally resist pests and disease by strengthening the plant. So that's going to be used. Well, it already is being used. I'm already using it on the seedlings, and it'll be administered all throughout the year, and hopefully it'll keep everything nice and pest and bug free. So bit of an experiment, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, Mick. This is the current stuff that I am feeding with or using. You can see you got super roots there. That's like, well, I class it as a liquid mycorrhizal. It really does seem to make the roots nice and thick and healthy and really white. They got the force field there. Then we got Elixir steroids, which is like a plant steroid. And then we've got A and B. These are only used sort of 0.5 ml to 1 litre. So you can imagine a bottle that size, which is a litre bottle, is going to last a hell of a long time. And I used this all last year. and I had some, well, apart from the force field, obviously, but I had some cracking results. I really had, you know, everything was healthy. Okay, Mick. Just another close up on what the super roots, the force fields, and the rest of the products are that I'm using. Okay, Mick. I say this is the grow. You use the grow to start off with, platinum grow A and B. All of these have to be mixed separately. You can't mix them all together. So you have to just administer it into the. I use the 2 litre pop bottles with a little rose on the top like Mick does. And all I do is put half a ml, swash it around a bit more water in, tap water that is. That's all I use, tap water. And then administer each one, but mix each one at the point of it going in, so you don't mix them all together. Okay, Mick. These are some of my peppers. These, I'm trying different composts. This is the New Horizon compost that I mentioned to Mick last week, I think it was. It's supposed to have bio something in it, or bio something or other in it. Bio 3, I think they call it, which is supposed to be state of the art for feeding and also helping with nutrients and stuff like that. So be interesting to see what happens with that. Okay, Mick. These are some dahlias from seed, pom dahlias. They've come on really well. I've got about 30 of these, I think. I'm quite pleased with the way they're doing at the moment. Just see what happens with them. Okay, Mick. Right, okay. These are what's classed as Indonesian long beans or snake beans. They're supposed to grow a metre long. What I'm going to do is I've started them off now early because I tried about 2 years ago with some, and on the allotment they did nothing. So I'm actually going to try with these where they are, where you see them, indoors, and I'm going to put some trellis up in the kitchen at the back where they are, and I'm going to grow them in there and see what happens, because it's a constant temperature in there all year round. You know, it does get up to sort of 25, 30 or maybe more in the summer, but it never really drops below 15 to 17, which is, you know, because the central heating's on and one thing and another. So they're doing quite well compared to some that I've actually put in the greenhouse up the garden, and these are twice if not 3 times the size of the ones up in the greenhouse. Okay, Mick. There's some, I think earlier on the year I showed you that I took a leek head with the pips or the grass or whatever you want to call on it. But what I've done there, I've just mixed some compost and I've just literally thrown the head in the compost, and as they start to get strong, I've taken some of them off, as you can see, and put them into the cups which are on the right hand side there, and we'll see what happens with them. We'll see how they go. Okay, Mick. That's the current stock that I'm growing. That's peppers, chili peppers, dahlias, the beans, as I said, and then I've got not the first green tray that you can see, but the second with the modules in that. They're carnations. So I'm gonna have a go at them this year as well. See how they go. Okay, Mick. Looking at them from another angle. Very pleased with the way they're doing. There's the picture closest to you where you can see the beans in that tray. That's still got bottom heat on that. So I've took the top off, but it's still plugged in. It's still giving bottom heat. The grey tray at the back, there's no heat on that whatsoever. That's just purely the temperature in the kitchen at the moment. So, but I say that's a constant sort of, never drops below 15 to 17. So that I haven't got a clue what that is. That you've just found out on. That's something I found in the garden that Joe had tried to grow last year. So I just brought it in and watered it, and it looks like something's going in there. So maybe next time I'll tell you what that is. Okay, Mick. Say there's the temperature. You can see the time, 16:59, 16.8 and 47% humidity. So that's what it's like in the kitchen. Okay, Mick. Right, this one's for Nick. I don't know if Nick's on tonight.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that onion, Nick.
Yeah, it's doing all right, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't strip it right down. As you can see, mind you, that's pretty good in it, with it throwing two like separate.
Yeah, you normally get two flower heads. If I were you, I'd strip it right back to where you can see the leaves and strip it right back.
Take all that outer stuff off it.
Yeah, take all of it off.
Yeah.
I put it in another pot if I were you, because it's pretty well rooted, so that the bulbs at the top might make it a bit easier for you to take all the flesh off. Because what will happen is you'll end up, not saying it will, but it does happen. You'll end up rotting the two candles out.
Right.
And you lose it otherwise.
Yeah, at the moment it's pretty firm. That's
okay.
why I've
it will rot out. It will rot naturally.
Okay.
It will just disappear. It's an old onion. It's done its purpose.
Yeah. Righto. Okay. Yeah, that'll be the next picture then in a few weeks' time. That's stripped down. That's looking at it obviously from a different angle.
Which bulb is that?
Which what? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. What stock is that off? What size bulb?
That onion.
Yeah.
That's yours.
Oh, okay. It's mine. That's the one I showed. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you remember I bought it at
I've got a short memory. So yeah, if you strip that, you've definitely got a double-figured seed off that, and you should get pips off it as well.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, the one on the right, I haven't got a clue whose that is. I don't know whether that was. I don't know if that was Jimmy Checkett or Chris.
Nice shape onion. I think it's might be Chris's or mine.
Yeah. Oh right. Okay. Okay, Mick. Again, looking at it from the top, I just tried to take a few pictures so you could get a good look at it, what it's doing.
And another piece of advice: don't water it too much either.
No.
Keep it dryish.
Okay. Okay. This is some of the off that seed head that I got, that leek seed head. These are some that I put in a pot and took them up to the greenhouse, and as you can see, they're nice and green. They're looking healthy. That actual leek that the seed head came on has been in the greenhouse on the allotment for 3.5 years. Would you believe? As one dives down, it throws something else up from the bottom, and I've been taking the seed heads off that for the past 3 years. Whether I'm doing the right thing or not, I've no idea, but it keeps sending the seed heads up. It keeps sending a new leek up. So I don't know. What do you think, Nick?
Are you growing him to eat?
Well,
these are the pips you took off the leek, is it?
Pardon?
Well, these are the pips you took off.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked fine to me.
Yeah, but I say that's off a leek that's probably originally was 3 years old.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah, it just keeps throwing another shoot from the
bottom
every time it dies.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'd take them out, separate and put them in pots, and then if it's just for eating, well, it doesn't matter if it's just for eating, then or grow them separately.
If I'm giving you a meal, just carry on with them all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's if I can keep them long enough. That's the problem.
Yeah, they should be
Before
fine.
the flies get at them or whatever.
No, they'll be all right.
Yeah. Okay, Mick. These are the dahlias that we put down to start off. We've probably got about, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 dahlias this year. But we retrieved some from the ground last year, maybe about 20, 25. But we've bought a load of new stock in this year, and we're just going to, possibly half of the plot's going to be dahlias. So it should be interesting. There's nothing actually showing on any of them yet. There's no shoots or anything yet, but I'm not worried. I know they've always been a lot later. Oh, my strawberries are doing okay, don't you think?
Nice.
They ain't doing too bad, am they? I've got to confess.
That's not strawberries there, is it?
It is, but I've got to confess, they come from the supermarket.
Very good.
I just laid them on the plants on top just to see what reaction I'd get. But
oh dear.
Yeah, there you go. They were quite nice actually. They did actually have some flavour for once.
I was going to book it up for a talk then.
It's funny you should say that because my son brought some
eh?
strawberries home today. I've had some a few weeks ago and it just tasted nothing. And I did say when I had them out in the garden today, I said, these taste really nice.
Yeah, these did. I don't know where the hell they was. Well, they're probably from Tesco, but where they originated from, I've no idea. Okay, Mick. Oh, and that's it. That's me. But if anybody's got any questions.
Oh, looking good.
Anybody got any questions for Paul?
I'm happy with the way it's going.
Paul,
Yeah.
you know that root charge or whatever it was in the bottle? How do you use that if it's like a liquid mycorrhizal?
Oh, that one, the
Yeah.
super roots, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, just give the bottle a good shake.
Yeah.
And then I've got a pipette, which I've got marked off in 0.25, 0.5 and 1 mil.
Yeah.
And you literally just suck a 1 mil of it up in a 2 litre pop bottle and just put the water in, give it a good shake up, fill the bottle up to the top, and then that's it. Just use it like that.
Okay. So you don't soak the roots in it or anything?
No, I've tried various things. I've done various things with it, but yeah, that's something you could possibly do. Yeah, you can even administer it as a foliar feed, I've been told. So
okay. Oh, cool.
yeah, a lot of the stuff you can foliar feed with a lot of the stuff that I'm using. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Cheers for that then, Paul.
You're welcome, mate.
On
Good
your
man.
dahlias, Paul, have you got any bottom heat on them?
No, Colin, nothing.
No.
No, they're just in the greenhouse. And that's how we've always done them. To be perfectly honest, we've never had the facilities for any bottom heat, so it's always just been done in the greenhouse, and they come to life when they decide they want to come to life, like so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it must be the show people that start them off early on bottom heat, and they like to take cuttings off cuttings, don't they?
Yeah, we've never done much with cuttings really. We just stick with the actual tuber that we've got, and
Yeah.
we just grow that on as best as we can. Then we take the flowers off that for any shows. So
Yeah.
that's all we've ever done really.
Okay. Everything looking good.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with it all. Yeah. You don't look a lot, but as you know, you don't need a lot really at the end of the day, do you? To once your plants are good and strong and they start going, where are you going to put them if you've got a load of plants?
Yeah.
That's the problem, isn't it?
I think that's the trouble everybody has always, especially me, trying to grow too much of everything. And
Everybody's the same. That's a normal garden, right?
you get bogged down, don't you?
Well, you do, or it takes over the place where you don't need it. And, you know what I mean? You need something else, and yeah, it's been able to stop really and say, okay, that's enough. I've got enough. I don't need any more.
That's
Okay, Paul, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Right, my livers and daisies. I've sowed these thinly on the top. Obviously, Mr. Vermiculite compost, bung them in. Also done a tray of marigold, as you can see, scattered them thinly on the surface also. And because these are small, I'm having a light covering of vermiculite, and that is it. Give them a good watering, and now my Aquilegia. 2 into a packet, so we should have got them other 2 because they're Boston colour. I've got nothing that colour in my Aquilegias. So good size pots next one up. Compost on the bottom, then bung the chaps in, hold them upright as I'm putting compost around the outside of them. Right, there's me propagating the heated end of the greenhouse. It is still switched on, but these lot are coming out now, obviously, because I need the room. So I've got me dahlia cuttings which I took last week or something, and me pricked out heavy bell peppers. So them lot have come out. So in here I've got my canners, I'd have Dave and Sue. I've got my peppers, heavy peppers we just mentioned, and my dahlia cuttings. Summer bedding, 2 I've just done, and my corridors, which are there. And with the weather we're having, these are getting watered twice during the day. Right, Westland compost. I'll put this on my own Compost King group. I thought I'd bug it on here as well because not everybody goes on that. This is the biggest chunk of rubbish I've had out to as yet. Jesus, how the hell can they get away with it? I could have planted him, I suppose. See if I got cuttings off him or new shoes. And this is a bag of clover, as you can see there. And this was plastic I had out of it. Normal twigs and crap. This was the peat-free one, where he is full of rubbish. Right, my trial with the clover, onion seedlings when I picked out, and against my compost. We'll sort them out in a bit. There's a clover, white roots as you can see coming down, and there's my compost, thicker, whiter roots. Job them later on. Anthurium in the kitchen is doing well. Nice shiny red leaves as supposed to be with a yellow turret, whatever you call him, where a chap started to pick up like most things. This was last Saturday down the trading sheds, Mark and Laura. I put the hound in the back of the boot and he was lying in the sun. It has a better life than us lot. And while I was there, Badham's come with another load of spent tops. He's a good lad. There's a trolley you can see, and he skipped there, just tips up. He used to bring Tony's mate with him, but he can now do this on his own. Blessing of your heart, you brew good ale, Shakespeare. If it come from him, it must be true. Right, let's get on. The worm. Is he there? We'll get him in a bit. Get rid of that crap there. Right, let's get going. Hen. Susan, Andy. Oh, Jacko, he tried some crap just lately. He needs to go see a vet, doesn't he? Get rid of that. Back to full screen. Well, Paul come around last week, or probably 10 days ago, something. When he went through my green bin, took a pepper out. This is one I'd had from out the skip down I was having for me chopping my compost. And he took some seed out, and they've come through. He's a good lad. This is what irony means. You buy an electric car to save the planet, and a tree kills it. I bloody killed it when I seen that. I thought, I know what I'm going to need that for. Mark, our next speaker. Or yours,
All right.
Mark?
Yeah. So, where am we? Okay, so a woman down the plot has grown too many cauliflowers, and says, "Do you want to do something with these?" And I thought, oh, it saves me having to start some off, because obviously. So I thought I'll pot them up. So I found these tray inserts in the shed. Now I had some green ones, you know what you get from like the Lidl or the Aldi. I thought I'll use them first, and I'll put some boiling water over them. Yeah, mistake. They just melted in the bowl. So I had to go and find these ones out, a bit more durable. So I put some boiling water over them, and then obviously mix up a bit of that clover, peat compost with vermiculite, about 3-to-1, I think, and then dip some holes in it. Next picture, Mig. So these, it gave me these cauliflowers, and then the day after, it gave me some cabbages, so I did the same again. I'm not a big fan of sowing seed and then transplanting. I would rather individually sow seed in plant cells, say 2 seeds, and cut the weaker one off. I don't know what people's thoughts are on this. I just find that
funny, Mark. That's funny, because this year, well, the last 2 years, previous years to that, I've just sprinkled with seed and pricked them out. I use from XLR. I use the 12 modular cells and put a couple seeds in each one, and then pinch out the rubbish and just leave them in there until they're ready to put on.
Yeah, this is my thoughts, because you got less root disturbance then, haven't you? With them. So I was just interested to see what people's opinion are with that.
I've done that with all my tomatoes, everything this year.
Yeah. Okay. So, but yeah. So I went through and had the best ones I wanted out of here, and then I thought, well, there's still plenty left in the tray. Took them back down the allotment and asked if anybody else wants to, if they want a couple. So that's what we've done. Next picture, Mick. So this is, when you're walking around the garden centre and you think, oh, that looks good, doesn't it? It's a dibber cum seed dispenser all in one. And then you put your seeds in and you use it once and you end up with about 20 seeds come out in one hole. Absolutely crap. So, but I never throwed it away. But I thought, oh. So next picture, Mick, mycorrhizal fungi. I thought, okay, if I dip the holes and then fill this little seed dispenser up with mycorrhizal fungi, then if I just give it a little tap on the top into each hole, which I've done there, in each hole, then I'll get a little bit of a, mycorrhizal in each hole. Rather, I just thought, oh, it's a bit of one way of using it, I suppose. Now I know, Nick, that you said the other week that you use mycorrhizal now when you plant out, don't you, rather than at the potting up stage. Is that what people's opinions are, or is it not needed at this stage?
I don't know the science behind it, but I
think I only do it because I was running out of room in the greenhouse.
Oh, right,
Everything was growing too good.
Okay.
I only use it once.
Yeah, okay. So that's again, that's something I want to have a go, like a trial with it now, and see whether it does make a difference. I mean, they've been in the greenhouse for a week now on the plot, and they're booming already. We watered them this morning, and I thought, wow, they're probably wanting to be potted up again before going out. So, but I thought, well, this little dibber come seed dispenser, it's no good at dispensing seeds, but it's good for doing mycorrhizal fungi.
Good idea.
Well, it wasn't cheap neither, that. I think it's about £6 or £7 when we bought it, but never mind. Next picture, Mick. So yeah, just get I mean, everybody does it differently. I'll just get a pencil, dig under them, and try and save as much root as you can. And yeah, am I right with like brassicas like this? When you plant them, you try and you bury them, plant them deeper than what they're growing there now, because they can throw more roots. Is that right?
To the first leaf.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm learning. I'm getting there. Next one, Mick.
You'll have extra roots off that stem that's gone in.
Cool.
That's
cool.
it. Perfect.
And that's it. So I bunged him down as far as I could get him in the pot, teasing. It's hard, isn't it, to tuck all the roots in with a pencil when you've got sausage fingers, you know what I mean? You're trying to tuck them all in. But, so, yeah, I got the tray. Next picture, Mick, I think, was the full tray. And they've doubled in size in a week now in the greenhouse. So I'm because I'm unsure with the weather. I don't know whether to pot them on again and then plant them out, or just leave them in there. I'm wondering.
I think they'll be good for two. They'll be good for another 2 weeks at least,
okay.
2 to 3 weeks.
Well, that's good because we go on holiday, so I can plant them straight out then when we come back. So that's just a short few pictures of like what I've done. But it's interesting to see people's opinion of this. Whether, as I say, I'm a believer of start them in the biggest cell tray, seeds in there, and you've got minimal root disturbance then, rather than keep potting up. But I just wanted to see what other people's opinion was with that, really.
That's what I do. I think all brassicas like that, whether it's they grow like weeds.
Yeah.
They grow so fast.
With brassicas, better off keeping them root bound. I do. I think that's the secret of keeping club root away. When I plant mine out, it's nearly all root. There's hardly any soil left, you know.
Right. Okay. Oh, that's so. Yeah. Okay. So you can leave them in there a lot longer than I thought. Then. Okay. Interesting. Lads. So.
I'd be happy planting them out in 3 or 4 weeks' time in the same cell.
Okay. Oh, that's saved me a job then. Putting up. No, that'll be great. Again, I've done a tray of what is it? Is it 12 there? I'll probably only want about 8 of them. As you were just saying, you get mad, don't you, when you start, you think, oh, these good seedlings, and I'll try and save as many as I can. Well, I've got no room for them as such on the plot, so I always grow far too much personally. But we learn and we getting better. We're growing less and less, but hopefully better quality every year now. So that's the plan.
Mark?
And the only way I'd do different to that, Mark, that'd be a 15 tray insert.
Yeah.
And I'd have plastic drinking cups in them with one plant.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So then there's less root disturbance. I mean, to get him out, unless you tip it upside down. But the less root disturbance, the better. The drinking cup, you just take the cup out and upend it.
Yeah, okay then, mate. Yeah, no worries. I've got a shed full of bloody pots and stuff. I need
should squeeze out okay, Mark.
Yeah, okay then, mate. Well, thank you for that anyway.
Cheers, Mark. Good man.
Cheers, matey.
Meg, just
go on.
Just before you carry on, coming back to your rubbish compost, I popped down to a garden nursery yesterday. I had a wander around, and they were selling Humax, which I thought had gone off the market, but apparently, speaking to the chap, it's back on the market under a new formulation. So I bought a bag, 60 litres.
Yeah.
And it says Humax new formula enriched with recycled material. Unlike the previous formulation, it's got no silver sand, no Nutrimate. It's just not half the product that it was. I don't know if anybody else is using it, but I understood that Humax had gone off the market completely, so I was surprised to see that.
No, it's still here. We used to have Humax in our trading sheds. This was about 20 years ago. Used to be a good seller, then the government bought out anybody making compost. They're allowed to put alternatives in. Yeah. And that's when Humax started putting all the crap in. And we went straight onto Erin.
I bought Humax last year and it was excellent.
Mm.
Ah. And that got the Nutrimate additive in, Nick, and
Do you know, Colin? I don't know. All I know is I got a garden centre, just up the road, but it's not a garden centre. It's more like a farm which sells plants and everything. And he's always got pallets of it. And I bought, I think, 10 bags, and it was excellent. I'll have a look, Colin, because I've still got a bag in the greenhouse here. I'll have a look, see what it is.
Okay, yeah. But certainly this new formula it doesn't include those two ingredients, but the jury's out. I haven't used it yet, so I'll let you know how I get on with it.
Yeah, just call them on. Right, hound in the greenhouse. I'm looking at my grapes. You can see one there, one there. Let's get a bit of a close-up. Yeah, budding up. That's what I want to see. And the other one. Quite a few things now coming to life. Little, this was last Sunday. Saw these tub and basket compost, $2.29. Let's have a look at that. Buy one of them. I don't know where these are from. Gotta be. I should have had a perv actually. Now peat free, so I got him on. Had a good through. Better than some of the stuff I've seen. But I'm trialing that as well. Right, Magnolia. This was at the top of the in front of my tunnel. So now he's coming into flower. I've brought him down on the patio just to give us that extra bit of colour. And he's down there now. Right, my two grapevines which are outside going inside the tunnel, I'm going to give a pick-me-up, i.e. a feed. Because loads of stuff have been dormant over winter. And now they're starting coming back into life, meaning if I've just woke up, I need feeding. So I'm going to help everything out and give these a weak solution of Osmuck, which I've done there. Ipcris file, started watching this, loved it. Somebody told us about this a couple of weeks ago. We're into that and now and all. Some good twists and turns on that. As I mentioned, some crap on the films it was bringing out. Right, taking the hound for a walk. If I see a worm in distress, I'll pick the chap up and put him on the grass. Gloriosa, these have been in our Littler's bedroom for moons. Meaning, not in the dark, not in the cold, just a normal spare room. And as you can see, he's telling me, time to plant me up. Which was good timing, because I've got it on the calendar. Went to bung them in. This is what the chaps look like, this is why I've had them. Obviously these are for the raised bed. But a nice bit of, look like flames, don't they? But we'll see how they go. There's the little chap there, so I got me a half-side seed tray. Bit of paper on the bottom, mixed with compost as normal, and bung these in. Bung my labelling, give it a good watering. So one of these will come out and he'll go in there. Lynn sent me a few photos. Are you on, Lynn? Well, it's just a back garden. I put these on a post during the week, and I said I'm going to nick them for next week. Come on, somebody give me a clue. What's his name?
It's a hellebore.
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 That's it. Some expensive ones either, but I'm nice obviously. Once you've got them, you've got them. Like anything else. Cheers, Lynn. Wonder of nature. This is the crown shyness phenomenon, where some trees grow near each other but don't mingle their leaves. Most prominent theory is that the gaps prevent the invasion of insects from one tree to another. Can't say I've ever noticed that myself, although you never really look up there. Was it interesting? And they met online. I thought that's a good one. True and all. Right, who's on next? Me. Right, Marigold. 5 days, that was up. And he's come out because that one's gone in. The little chaps. Right, me worm bin that come out. These are going through the top layer, and that's the lifting that one off. And all the worms will be picked out of this soon, and that lot will be used in with me compost when I'm mixing my own compost for next potting on. The worms will go on top. Leeks coming through, don't get cold end of the greenhouse. Another dahlia cutting. There's another shoot there going to be chopped off. You can see when I've chopped the old ones off there. So there, I'm just about to slice him down, take another cutting. As I've done there, this time I'm going to put a mic under his Harris, help him out. So we bunged him in there as well. Doing well. And these are the canners, Adolf David soup. There's a bit of growth there just showing through. Right, my tea bag which I made last week. I'm now going to squeeze all the gunk out of this. I think I've had a brewer. And I've taken that out of the tea bag itself, put it on the line to dry. And once this is dry, which is about halfway dry there, I'm going to rub that out by hand and mix that with the compost as well, so that's even a better brew. Right, I mentioned it earlier on, everything's started coming into life again now through the winter months. So everything is going to have their first feed, i.e. on my borders all the way around the top of the sides and down here. So I'm just sprinkling grow more on everything. I'm trying to keep it off the leaves, obviously up down here now because I've got blue and white bells covered in leaves. But any plants, I'll keep it off the leaves, any established plants. Because if it does get wet and it stays in a crevice of a leaf or something, it'll scorch it. But that'll pick everything up. Right, my mate Keith asked me if I got any spare pot leaves. I've got 3 spare. I had days spares, luckily. He's plants and pot. I only need 5 myself, so he needed some for a display, but I forgot about them, so I sent them to him. Looking into them, because I want next day delivery. Different cost prices. This was Parcel Force and Royal Mail, and in the end it went in Parcel Force. Nice upright box. Got me urgent sticky, not urgent, fragile sticky tape all the way around inside. Keep upright noise. Now they just threw the bloody box around like shit. And I've had a delivery today of Royal Mail, and that was damaged as well. So they're all as bad as each other. And Keith sent me these. He's a good lad. Perpetual kale. I had one of those 2 years ago down the plot. And this is how they come. Excellent. So I potted them on into my drinking cups. They were good watering. He also sent me some gladdies. They had a talk off one of the gladiola people. And he bought a load there. He sent me them. Cheers, Keith, mate. So normal crate they went in the garage where I got ventilation and dark. Right, painting the greenhouse is this side, the sun comes up this side. As you can see, I'm all stretching towards the sun. So all I'm going to do is turn the tray around so that'll bring them upright. and just keep an eye on them. Talk I did during the week. This was to Penn District Garden Club in Wolverhampton. I've been there about 6 times now, but there's still a few subjects I haven't done, so I'm getting through them. This is a club that has the talk at 2 PM on the afternoon and another one. I'd rather come out daylight hours, unlike at night when it's dark and quite a bit miserable there. But this one was a year on the plot talk, but always good there. It was a decent turnout and all, unless a photo took of me doing my spiel, so I sent me that one and all. Right, rhubarb wine. He looks nice and clear. It was when I wiped all, it looked clearer when I wiped all the dust off there. Right, my bottles from Wilco. It's got to be a cheaper place. I've got to look on Amazon, eBay, or see if I can get them cheaper. For a normal thing, 4 bottles I'm going to get out or just over. So I need 4 corks, 3 corks mug of water, then put another cup on top of them so it merges them. And I'm in there about an hour. I'll just soak up the water. Sterilise my bottles, clean them out, and then start siphoning off. Obviously keeping away from the gum from the bottom. If it does froth up like that, then I'll stop there. By the time I've done that one, then bubbles are ceased, and then I'll fill that up halfway up the neck, as I've done there. And I managed to get 4 out. Look at the hound. Managed to get 4 out and just fill a glass up and all. But this was a good brew. By the time I've cleaned that demijohn out and all the bits and pieces and corks, just about be ready. Labels, next one. I use these for jams, wines, whatever I'm doing. So what's he going to come under when I tasted him? He's I'm going to class him as a white and as a medium. But he's a nice wine. Rhubarb, parsnips, a good strong one. Rhubarb, don't forget this is the first rhubarb of the year. The first good strong stems you get, that's when I make the wine with it. And it is very close to being as strong as parsnip. It is like nectar. In fact, Adam was here tonight, and I get his girlfriend half a glass of that. Loves it. So I took some of them back in the bowl. Right, corks are pushed in, nice and clean. These lot are cleaned off on the outside. All marks off, nice and dry, ready for the labels to go on. As you can see there, nice and shiny, bubbles they are clean. And then bung my labels on. So I've got 4 years of showing, unless somebody borrows one. Bung them with me little chaps. Nigel.
Oh. Just a few pictures here. I got invited to an event down in London, and it was people out of the horticultural industry showing off their products and that. But the thing I was interested in mainly was the compost, and there was a lot of peat-free on offering, and a lot of them are names I'd never heard of. So I don't know if anybody wants to take any note of the names and have a look a bit later on. But as you can see, this place, this is Rocket Grow. I think these are down in Somerset somewhere, and they got about 7 different mixes, different ones there. Never ever heard of them before, but got a decent stand. And the bags which was open, I tried them. It didn't look too bad actually. That didn't. No idea of price what it was. Next.
Never heard of them.
And that's one of the ericaceous type stuff. Now Malcourt, them are Melcord supply compost to a lot of companies. Names you'll see on the bag, you'll think of that, but Melcord do supply all the compost companies, and that's their efforts. Next, another one there, Harmony. So everybody seems to be jumping on the peat-free bandwagon now, and like they put stuff out in the pot, but I'd rather feel in the bag, because they obviously sift the stuff which goes in the pot. You only see in the best. Yeah, dig your hand into the bag and you'll still see the rubbish in there. Next. I still say this is the best peat-free compost bar none. And they've bought an extra large grow bag out now, which is probably a quarter again the length of a standard size grow bag. And that stuff is brilliant. Bathgate, if you go on the website now, if you look on British garden centres, it's a combine which looks after a number of garden centres throughout the country. A lot of them are stocking Bathgate multi-purpose, but I've been in touch with the British garden centres and to see about stocking the Champions blend, because if you can get hold of this stuff, I guarantee you will find nothing better currently on the market for peat-free stuff. You can sieve a bag of that and you'll hardly get any crap out of it.
What did the garden centre say about stocking it, Nigel?
Now I've been in touch with the British garden centres, and they've given me the details of the manager nearest me in Albrighton. So a lot of the British garden centres are actually stocking already the Bathgate multi-purpose. Right. But like I said to them there, you're missing the trick here, because a lot of people will go for this stuff, because there's a lot of rubbish peat-free out there at the moment. But that's, as you can see, that's got rock dust built into it.
Yeah.
It's supported by the organic growing foundation and stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's up to the individual garden centres where they I'll get in touch with mine. It's on up the road. So, yeah.
Nigel?
Hello?
They do a lot of Bathgate stuff at a place called Rowberries.
Where?
Chadsley Corbett.
Rowberries. Oh, right, I know, yeah. What's the name of the company? Rowberry.
Rowberries, yeah. Reg Mould.
Oh, I know him there.
Yeah. They do a lot of the Bathgate stuff there. I was there the other day.
I might give them a ring and all then.
And I think they might have this Champions blend planter. Yeah, I seem to recall walking past it and seeing it, but I'm not 100%, but I think it was there, yeah.
I mean, that stuff in there, it looks very much like F2S. It's very, very open, and it's got a bit of sand in it as well. Next one, Mick.
Oh, that's one.
That's another one there, the Real Soil Company. I've seen them advertised a few places. That's the name what seems to be coming up, but I don't actually know much about them.
Never heard of them. Oh, that's just topsoil, isn't it? Yeah.
They do all different stuff though. Like different ranges. That's all they've got out there. That one there's vegetable fruit and all.
Yeah.
And this one is Iguana. It's Peruvian seabird Iguana. This is, and that was like pelleted stuff. So I don't know what I couldn't find like the NPK on there. It's obviously got the what's it on there?
12, it's
got a 205. It's 12-12-2.
Yeah.
So they much now good for flour. Okay, next one. And that's the Miracle Grow. That's been out a good while. I've seen that in a few places, but I've never actually tried it myself. But, they all got the claims for what they do and all this. But,
yeah.
I think the packaging looks good.
Yeah, they seem to put a lot of packing in to fill the compost out.
They put a lot of design onto the bag to attract growers, but I'm not impressed. Never been impressed with Miracle Grow.
Yeah. Next one, me.
All the bags I've tried. I mean, Jeffrey's took quite a few photos, and he's going to come on next week reference the compost trial he's doing with alternative compost. And all the bags I've had, there's nowhere which tells you what the ingredients are on any of the bags.
I mean, an example, Nigel, I'm looking at Bathgate online now. Bathgate Champions Blend, peat-free, organic approved compost. On Amazon. I know it's Amazon, but they want 16 quid a bag.
Yeah. This here was Westlands, and I've already seen what the compost's like from Mick, but these have got a new kit out. This looks very similar to the root trainers, the Axnix root trainers, but the thing about this, it's completely clear, so you can actually see the roots growing. And if you go on to the next one, Mick, the other advantage is you can take each of the books out and it's got a flat bottom, so they stand up, unlike the Axnix, which have got the tapered sides on. So that will stand up. And if you look at the second and third cell, you can see the roots going down.
Yeah.
Now, this was a company called Plastic Free Gardening, and it won the best product in the show. And what it is, them seed trays made out of silicon, just like baking trays. It's a brilliant idea. And I mean, very, very thick, sturdy. You can stick them in a dishwasher, anything. The only thing fault I found with them is that they weren't what I call a standard size. So if you stuck that in what I'd say a standard full-size tray, it'd be wobbling about. Why they haven't done them in half size and full size, I don't know. But that was a brilliant product, and it's flexible, plenty of big hole in the bottom to get the plants out. But that'd last you for years, that would. And if you look on the left, there's their version of the root trainer. On the left, they come in pairs, and again, exactly the same size, flat bottom, they'll stand up on their own.
Yeah. That's a good idea, because they didn't have them before, did they?
No.
I can remember using them years ago and I've had to wedge them up. I think the last time I used them was for sweet potatoes when you had the slips.
Yeah.
Before they brought the plugs out.
I use them for my sweet corn and all my beans and sometimes sweet peas and stuff like that. Anything with a long root system on it. And that's the one, that's it opened up. Okay. But this is me clearing the plot up. That's just a few of my sprouts. Them are crispus, them are called. So I like to get all the roots out of the brassicas because there's the risk of leaving club rooting. But then normally I'll take the tops off them because you can eat the tops of the sprouts just like small cabbages. But for some reason this year we'd had that much brassicas and that out there. I'd never took them. But that's just stripping them out now. Some of them grew like 5.5 foot. The sprouts did. And then the cauliflowers, I harvested them on the 10th of March, them 5. That's a variety called Triumphant. And there's very light developing now, as I didn't put them in till, must have been May, June.
They're excellent.
And there was just starting to blow, so I decided to take them out and strip them and empty the beds, because I want to clear the beds now, get them ready for this year.
And did you set those seeds away, Nigel?
Probably late May, June-ish. It was very late, it was. And they've gone all through the winter like that with no protection except the net to keep the pigeons off.
Nice.
I can never get cauliflowers right.
These are me tomatoes that I'm growing. These are in plug plant trainers, Agriland. And I'm doing 4 varieties this year. It's my usual Crimson Crush, the blight resistant. I've done that. I think I've done them bed for 5th year. I've grown them Crimson Crush. I've got Sweet Million, which is a small cherry, Tumbler for my hanging baskets, and I've got another. It's a blight resistant, another tomato called Sedera. I've never grown that before. I've done the usual ones like Mountain Magic, and there's another one and all, I can't remember what it's called. But I still prefer the Crimson Crush, providing it's grown outside. I've grown Crimson Crush in the ground outside and in the inside the greenhouse, and the flavour is totally different. I don't think you can beat natural soil outside for growing the tomatoes. So that's my tomatoes. Next one. And that's the last of the parsnips I dug up, and a Swede. That was the parsnips are called Gladiator, and the Swede is Tweed F1. And we've got a bit of, one or two, they've got a bit of canker and crown rot coming around, but in general, them was the last few stragglers. I usually put about 32 parsnips in, and that was the last lot I've fetched up. Next one. And that's me Saw Palmyra. I've just harvested them. They've been in the tubs 11 months. And they've had no protection over winter. Just left outside, no cover on them at all. In fact, I lost quite a few where the soil had washed out. The potatoes had come to the top and they'd gone green. But there's no scab on them, and the thing that's just, once I'd cleaned
So you're
them,
using a Tesco's tray as well? Where'd you pinch that one from?
They're very good, because if you move them green bars inwards, the stack.
Give me
really
your
well.
address. I'll send you 10,000 if you need them.
Yeah, well, them did well. Them Sarpals did. And so another one which am blight resistant. Next one. Right, when I started my allotment, I built all the raised beds out of scaffold boards. Well, they've lasted just over 6 years, and I wish I'd done like Mick had done. He's covered them in horticultural plastic, but I was that eager to get them done, and just whacked them down, and over the years they've rotted. So me runner bean bed went. It actually rotted last year, and I moved my beans farther down. But I tend to grow my runner beans, French beans, all in the same spot. So I had these, you can see I've got all these pavers, but these ones in particular, the old council, 2 foot square, 2 inch thick. So I decided to rebuild a permanent bean bed, which was going to see me out. So I started and made that. That's 10 foot long, and I did it 2 foot wide. So all I did, I dug a channel at the bottom. I've sunk them in around about 9 inches. And that's the idea, just to build a rectangle. Next one, Mick. And that was the 2 ends in. I'd gone to put the end board in there, and I needed a 2 foot slab. All the other slabs I've got was metric, which was 600 mil. I'm about ½ inch short. So I bought my greenhouse. I got a couple of wheelie bins stacked up against each other, and I thought I got a couple of slabs wedged up in between the 2 bins. I went round to get it. I was just about to grab the slab and pull it, stuck my head around the corner, and there was a robin building its nest on top of the slabs. So I've had to leave them, and I went hunting, and I managed to get another slab from somewhere. The robin had stopped me having the slabs.
He's a good lad.
And that's it, as I've finished it. Where I didn't, I did have a little bit of mare's tail in the bottom there, and I did it with glyphosate, and I think I'd stopped it, but as a double insurance, I lined the bottom of that with cardboard, and I've just filled the top of that with horse manure. I'm going to leave that for a few weeks, let it sink, because I ain't going to be using it for a while. I've not sown the beans yet. I'll let that drop down. I'm going to top that up with me spent potato compost. And so the only concern I've got is if these end bars pop out. If they do, I'm going to stick a ratchet strap around the top and give that a pull in just to keep them in tight. But these was fairly sturdy, the uprights was, but I've made them even stronger now. If you point on the next video, Mick.
Nigel?
Yeah.
I know it won't look very good, but if you buy some pallet wrap, not pallet wrap, I don't know if you've seen, they use it in a lot of manufacturers, we use it at work. It's like...
cling film?
No. Like little plastic clips.
Right.
And you can put right the way around, top, middle and bottom. It's like nylon strip.
And how'd you tension it?
Tension it all the way up. I don't know if you know what I mean.
It's like has it got like a metal crimping thing on it?
Yeah, like a crimper, and it's
I know what you mean, yeah.
10 mil nylon. And you can go. It won't look that nice, but you could wrap that all the way around, tension it up with like a ratchet,
It's like
chop
a
it off,
banding
and that will
tool.
keep that in place.
Like a banding tool.
That's it. Like pallets of product.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
What I did, that there is a drain pipe, a normal 3-inch down pipe. And what I did, them slabs are 2-inch wide. I cut a slot about 1.5 inches wide down the whole length of the pipe. I used an angle grinder and took a sliver right the way out. Then I put that on the top, spread it out. That acts like a bulldog pulley right along the top of the slabs. And them slabs now, I can rock them, grab them then, they won't budge a millimetre, them rock solid with that clamp on.
Well, another thing you can do is mix some concrete 4-in-1, and just fill in the gaps.
Yeah. So that's done the trick. That clamp on with the drain pipe. Does it make you think? Oh, that's what it looks like when I put it. It was over time.
Good idea, or takes the rough edges off and all.
Yeah. I think that's it. Yep. Done.
Cheers, Nigel.
Right.
It's nice.
Anybody got any questions for him?
Yeah, I've got a question for Nigel. Just one.
Yeah.
When do you start your Ironman broccoli?
I've done them about 3 weeks ago.
Out?
No, what I do with my brassicas, I start them off, I put them into a proper, I do them in individual cell trays. I've got an 84 cell tray, 7x12. They're about 1 inch square, the pockets are. I sew each brassica, one brassica into each one. I put them in the propagator to 15 degrees. As soon as they start showing, I fetch them out the propagator, let them grow to about 1/2 inch high, then I prick them out into 3-inch pots, and they go straight into a cold greenhouse. They're in the cold greenhouse now, we know Eton.
And when will you put them out?
Oh, probably about another 5 weeks.
Okay. And what about your autumn ones for spring?
I'm not doing any winter. You mean like purple sprouting and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've had an excellent crop of purple sprouting broccoli this year. I started them off in August, September, and the stuff I'm pulling now is unbelievable.
I love purple. The problem I found with that, Nick, was that it's taking up room when I need it for something else. One year I grew a plant in 30-litre tubs and I couldn't move it around, and I did have a good crop. But I mean, there's people on our allotment now got it. Now I'm looking around and there's purple sprouts everywhere, and I'm jealous. But I ain't done none. If I do any, I might catch a few plants and put them in 30-litre containers. It's the fact that them still in the ground now, where I want to prepare the ground ready for accepting this year's crops.
That's I found for the last 3 years when I start not purple sprouting broccoli, just normal broccoli, F1, all those types.
Yeah,
they go to seed.
Go to seed.
They go to seed. I get them go to seed around sort of mid June, July.
You ain't letting them dry out, are you?
No. Don't know what it is. Can't grow broccoli in the summer. Winter, no problem.
Well, I'd definitely try the Iron Man if you've never grown it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get some.
Okay, Nigel.
Okay. I just wanted to ask if with my compost, when I've planted anything up, I'm growing lots of self-set tomatoes out of it. Does anybody know if they'll be any good? Because they're growing beautifully. I mean, some of them about 2 or 3 inches high. Are they any good or?
What's the variety?
Well, I don't know, because it's the self-sets that I put in the compost that's come out my compost.
Oh, okay, they should be all right. What I would do is, I once they come up, is put them in some pots, really, really deep.
Even protection as well now.
Yeah, they're all in the greenhouse, they're in the bedroom. Actually, we've got a spare bedroom that's now a garden, greenhouse extension. So
you know what they say, don't you? You can't kill a tomato seed.
Yeah, it's true. But I did. They look so good. I thought, oh, I'm going to just try them and see. I think they're mostly cherry tomatoes because that's the only ones that I really buy or grow anyway. So it's going to be a self set from that, isn't it?
It's funny. I'm growing some from Sainsbury's this year. Taste the difference. My
Yeah.
wife won't eat any of my tomatoes, but she loves Sainsbury's Taste the Difference tomatoes. So I've saved a load of seed from them, and they've all germinated. So
Oh, right. Okay, I'll plod on with them then. Thank you.
So my tomatoes are already about 6 inches high, and they're doing really, really strongly. They're really good. So I'll just keep going with them.
Yeah.
Done, sir.
Turn you off.
That's excellent. Well,
Do some photos then, Suzanne.
Okay, I will do.
Cheers for that, Nigel.
Okay, mate.
You're a star. Right, just one more Nigel's covered there. When I made my raised bed, top of the garden, as you should know by now, that is normal soil level. I've just dug down, so I'm working up from waist height. But this lot came out and was riddled anyway, meaning it's got a good brew in there. But exactly the same as Nigel, because I was using corrugated sheeting to hold these sides up, and angle line was lamped in there just to stop that from caving in. But because that was a rough edge up here, what I did, you can see the end where that is there. This lot was off the old fire wagons. Used to be the hose reel. That's what it used to be made of before they used rubber. When they replaced it, I thought, I know what I'm going to use that for. I'm going to throw that away. And I just sliced all the way through. And obviously there's the edge, and it just clips over there. And that's been on for bloody hell, 30 odd year now.
how much you watering those beds, Mick, through the winter?
I'm not.
Not at all.
But I've only got to go down 6 inches. And it's just perfect.
So there's no natural water running into them then?
No. If I got time, I'd water them, but I ain't. But same as the raised beds up the top, which I haven't watered them either. Because of time. But I've only gone down a couple of it. Well, last week it was a hand fork depth, and it was moist underneath. Not moist, but not dry. So that tells me it's ticking over. It's working. Right, Japanese knotweed. One reason why it's a pain in the arse, and if that's lifted tarmac. There's quite a few places got this, and a few allotments. Right, we've had a few days of good weather. The first good day we had, because we've had it's been sunny again today, but we've had the bloody cold winds as well. But I took Pet and Rosie out. This was the first day. Saturday. Then we went to Bewdley down by the river. This is our nearest seaside, because we live in the Midlands, we got no beaches, so our seaside is the river. So we legged it down there. Moldy also. Couldn't bloody get none. It was in Pet's car, not mine. And these are well known for flooding, and the river weren't too wide we went. But it's got a marker here, why the flood come, or has been. So that was a good year. Well, a bad year for them. Good year for floods. Perks, I suppose. Then we do fish and chips, obviously. Mushy peas, hound, I bloody loved it. And we bought our own dinner, gave her a mat, and it was in heaven. Bloody fish was the length of the crate. Obviously, mushy peas and curry sauce as well, otherwise it would have been a salad. I don't want it too dry. Right, Sun newspaper, so it must be true. Tea bags, I know them 25% plastic. It used to be 30%, I've come down a bit. But there's only Tesco, Waitrose, Asda, and Aldi. They're among the names, and shame. There ain't many places that do them. Pucker Herbs, PG Tips and Twinings, Penny with Range. Alder's plastic free. Eventually we'll get there.
Yeah, the answer, don't you, Mick?
What's that, mate?
Buy tea leaves.
Oh, no way. I'll just open the tea bag up.
Drink coffee.
Oh, I do. I have to have a cup of first thing in the morning, then coffee after. Right, first ladybird I saw active. This was during the week. It is another good sign. Spring is approaching. I've seen this before, but it is a good one. After noticing the dog had a limp, this man took it to the vet, only to realise the dog was just copying him while he was on crutches. While it cost the owner a big vet bill, it also showed him how much his dog cares. Brilliant. Love it. Right, I've been in touch by Darren Rudge. They want to do a spiel at the Blank Country Living Museum on the 9th of July. It's a 40s weekend covering the gardening techniques, i.e. dig for victory. And I'm doing a 30-minute sesh. He's doing the afternoon sesh. So obviously he'll be dressed up as in the clobber. So looking forward to that. I've also been on behalf of the National Allotment Society. They've been in touch, asked if I do a talk for them on their behalf. BBC Gardeners World Live this year. One day I could pick out, and I've picked the Friday. So if anybody's going on Friday 17th of June, I'm doing a spiel. I've got an hour. It's just under an hour in the morning, and I'll do another spiel on the afternoon. So I'll be covering quite a bit there. Looking forward to that. Another weekend at England Rugby. Italy, superior beings. I'm glad they've won one. How long have they been going? 7 years, 8 years or so? They did well. Ireland had a good game as well. Well, excellent game. And England, I thought they'd played pretty well considering. But World Cup next, get ready for that, boys. And I love these when they showed these in the crowd. Oh, brilliant. Look at them, proper top hole. Great. That's it, people. Next week I've got Jeffrey covering his compost trials, his alternative compost. Clocks change next weekend and all, so that's a bit better for the gardener. Plus it's spring, which is even better as well. Couple of photos off you people. I can mention to Suzanne tonight. Just bung a couple in, let it help us out. Anybody got anything to bring up? Anything you'd like to see in future sessions?
I've got one thing, Mick. I don't know whether you remember we was talking about farmer grazing.
Speak up, Paul, mate.
Can you hear me?
Yes, that's better.
I don't know whether you remember what we were talking. I think it was Jeffrey. Where he was talking about farmer grazing. People from Holland, yeah.
Yeah.
I had some dahlias off them in the week. No, sorry, in February. Went to pot them up this week, and I opened up. There was two different types. They were both onkers. I opened the one type up, and the tubers were absolutely terrible. So I sent them an email, and within 2 hours they come back to me and said, no problem. We'll replace the 3 tubers that you ordered free of charge, and we'll even give you another couple of tubers as a gesture of goodwill, and they are being dispatched tomorrow. So the customer service of that company is absolutely fantastic. Cannot fault it. We'll
Since Jeffrey's mentioned them, I know that there's quite a few people in the UK use them.
Yeah, they are very professional.
Bad bit I've heard about them.
You know what?
Have you heard back from the Mick for doing your talk?
No, mate.
I'll contact them again. And from the others?
No, nothing.
You know what? I bought and I'm not a dahlia man. I used to be a few years ago, but I bought 32 tubers off Parker's. It cost me 70 quid or £75. I ordered them on Sunday. They turned up on Wednesday, and the quality was absolutely excellent. But I noticed on all the bags, they come in with perforated bags, don't they? With the tubers, they're really good. I'll send you some pictures, Mick. And every one of them from the Netherlands.
I say Parkers don't do anything themselves.
Yeah, it's all from the Netherlands, but they were cheap.
All imported.
If anybody wants good tubers, but I don't know how, if they transport them or not, from Netherlands, you'll need to look at Heek der Zand Dahlia. And it's a man that crossbreeds dahlias every year. He's got new varieties, and he trials them. You can follow him the whole year round on webcam.
A link up.
Heek der Zand. It's in what's it called? Zeeland. I'll send the link.
Yeah, good.
Next week, but it's a good one. And there, it's €2 for a tuber. And if you buy 10, it's
cheap.
€8.
Yeah. I mean, I bought 32 for 65 quid.
Yeah, just as I don't know what the price of shipping is going to be if he sends them, but he does send to UK. Well, he did. I don't know anymore now with the restrictions, but he's called Frans, and they're very, very good tubers. I'll see if I can put it on.
No, I was extremely pleased with the stuff Parker sent out, and it was sent it out. I got it within 48 hours. Really good.
I'll put it on chat.
So can I ask you a quick question while Jeffrey's doing that?
Mm-hmm.
It's for Sue.
Sorry, hello.
That's all right. I've sowed 2 packets of different coleuses. Not one of them have come up. What am I doing wrong? And I've put them on top of the soil, just like it says.
Right.
And they're in a well, it's not heated greenhouse, but it's got bubble wrap inside.
I've done some I've done some. I had some off of Amazon. I had 800 for $1.99, and I've just scattered them on the top, like it said, covered it with cling film.
It's just in a little propagator, so not heated
stuck
one.
it on the top of the radiator, and they've all come through. I mean, not
do they have to have bottom heat then?
Well, I just stuck one on the radiator in the kitchen, and they've germinated. So only for a few days. I was surprised.
Because this has been about 2 weeks now.
I wouldn't say they'll germinate now, Suzanne. Well, they might do. I mean, I'm growing 4 or 5 different coleus this year from seed, off just seed. I got them free actually, and I had 20 degrees bottom heat, and they come up in about 8 or 9 days.
Maybe they just need the bottom heat then. Yeah,
I think it's the bottom heat probably.
Because I had them in, because they're in the greenhouse, it's really warm during the day. I've been out there and it's like sauna in there because of the bubble wrap.
Yeah, but they sometimes the change in temperature with the sudden drop. They don't like it, do they?
But, I've got the peppers that I've potted up and the tomatoes, and they're all fine in there.
Yeah.
Even at night time, there's no wilting or anything.
No rhyme, no reason.
It can't be that cold.
Dodgy, but I've just scattered them on the top of a little.
Yeah, that's well, because I think before when I've done them, I've probably not read it, and I've probably put like a covering of soil over the top. Yeah. But this time I've literally just scattered them across the top.
Yeah.
I use like a flower sieve, Suzanne. I just most of my seeds, because normally most of them are top germinating. Just get a flower sieve and just you know what I mean.
Well, my husband always says that in the wild they just scatter.
Yeah,
themselves.
Do. Yeah. If you think about it,
why would you cover it up?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, maybe I'll bring him in, and they might still. I can live in hope. I'll bring him in and put him on the radiator.
That's good.
Yeah, Suzanne, I should say most things need a bottom heat. That's why people have propagators over winter.
Yeah.
Once they've started, then you can take them out.
Yeah. Well, I'll bring him in. I've got a big double radiator.
I think coleus needs about 20 degrees, 22 degrees to germinate properly.
Yeah, they were in a propagator, and it was quite hot in there because you was getting the moisture on the top. So it must have been quite hot. Quite warm. I should bring them in and see what happens.
Yeah. If not, just try a few more. If not,
I'll have to just get another 2 packets. It's the whole pack.
I personally think there's a big myth with germination. A lot of these people put covers over and create lots of condensation and humidity. I don't agree with that. I think if you look at nature and the way it happens, you're creating an environment that they're not used to. As long as you've got bottom heat constant, 22 or chilies, 20. The hotter you go, most plants will germinate at 20 degrees. Some will take a bit longer than others. It's like tomatoes. Tomatoes will germinate at 10 degrees. Just takes twice as long. I always my rule of thumb is if you plant anything 22 degrees, it will be up.
Oh, remember that. Thank you.
I'll bring them in and see what happens.
See what happens. Stick them on a radiator.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah, it's going to be a very full radiator at this rate.
The trick is with a lot of them. It's a bit like Mick was saying about the brassicas. You know, talking about brassicas and tomatoes and all that. As soon as they germinate, get them off the heat because they'll go leggy.
That's what I've done.
Yeah.
Those need to go from the back.
Get them off the heat.
Yeah. All right, bring them in then. Thank you, Sue.
I put up the link if somebody can check if it works. Otherwise, I'll put on another one.
Yeah, it's on it, Jeff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's on there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it. Good man.
Normally, you can change the languages on there as well. I think.
Yeah.
Setting.
Thank you. I got a question for you, Mick.
Shoot.
How's that big onion doing?
Nice.
It's all right, is it?
I've weighted him again today. Well, fed him.
Have you potted it on yet?
No.
Come
I
on.
might pot him out. He's good in the greenhouse.
Oh, okay.
It's on his side up. I might job him next week. It's room, innit?
Yeah.
As we all do too much. I do and all. Still do it. Right, them troops going to call it a night.
Take care, everybody.
Hope you enjoyed it. Nice to see you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Right.
Don't forget, if you got a good couple of photos, let me have them.
Yeah, I'll send you some, Mick.
Good man.
Cheers.
Cheers, troops.
Bye. Bye.